Greetings. Tom Jane here. Let's get some light on me. Um, what's an interesting day today? I'm not gonna get going on the topic too much. I'm gonna talk about me some. Hi, shut in. Thanks for joining me. Um, I'm not sure. I'm gonna wait until there's a few people here before I get into the stuff I wanted to read. Just kind of want to talk about my day, my last few days. Hey, Mike. It's been a little weird, but I get through. Um, I lost another horn. I replaced that, and um, I'm here. I'm here. I'm in Tucson. We're seeing some of the things that my siblings are facing in other parts of the country, and just some horrifying things that are happening all over the world to some transgender people. But then also, I'm seeing real bright things happening. We're winning a lot of points in a lot of places. A lot of good things are happening uh, around trans people. The trans people are doing wonderful things. We're getting that equality passes act passed through the House, and God, I hope we're going to be able to push it through the Senate over Mitch McConnell. Um, the the topic I wanted to focus on tonight is this trans on trans transphobia, the trannier than thou stuff. It came up today or the other day. It was kind of uh, I um I made a post I put in the International Transgender Health about a theory some of us have that transgender people who have gender dysphoria have an intersex condition in their brains, is what we believe. And that it can be um, caused by in utero exposure to mutagenic compounds like diethylstilbestrol, which has been shown to have caused a lot of intersexing in the DES sons. But I also included some statements about um, the relational bullying in the community and used the term truscum or truscum, um, which up until then, I had no idea that it was one of them trigger words. Because I'd been hearing it or seeing it in the writing of some prominent advocates, mutagen, ones that cause mutations. They believe that diethylstilbestrol, which was given commonly to women with high risk pregnancies from 1945 to 1971 or 81 or something like that. They believe that it can cause chemical error during the development of a fetus that causes them to develop the wrong gonads for their brain. Um, and it's this was the point of the post was that um, the intersex and transgender conditions are very poorly understood by everybody, by the general public, by the people who are born with them, and medical science. I mean, they're trying hard. They've been, yeah, that one, DES. They're trying hard to learn, but their understanding isn't very deep either. Um, it happens. It's clear. It's obvious that people with vaginas, with ovaries, some of them have masculine traits, and people with testicles, some of us have feminine traits, and that's just the way nature works. And we need to realize that, and we also really need to realize that we're all individuals, and that everybody's a little different. And there's no formula for being trans. There's no set rules, and nobody's transition, everybody's journey, everybody's path is their own. And nobody can speak for the entire community, no matter how many fucking abbreviated degrees they have strung after their name. No, I speak only from my own experience, and what people have told me about theirs is where I'm coming from. I'm not making any assumptions about anybody else's shit unless they tell me it, because I see so much of so much variation. Everybody, there's a lot of similarities to everybody's story, but everybody's got a little different twist to theirs. Everybody's got their own unique twist to their story, and that's what we need to embrace. Hi, Doc. Happy day. Hey, hello, Donald. Thanks for joining me. Everybody's got their own little thing going on, and that's what we need. We need to embrace the diversity, not be trying to get other people to conform to what we believe is the norm. Uh, the all the incoming traffic kind of kind of busted my flow. Anybody got any questions or statements they want to make? Just get me back on track. Well, I'm gonna. Do I have this up? Nope, that's the wrong one. I'm gonna go look for what I wanted to read. I have one of them up, but I don't want to read that first. What I want to read is the stuff from International Transgender Health. So there was a lot of important stuff that was said today, in a few threads. Let me just go down here. There's a bunch of really strong stuff. And this is this is just from I saw this earlier, but somebody just posted it here. This is from NBC News. Trans dads tell doctors you can be a man and have a baby. This is really a beautiful story. This is a trans man and a trans woman who had transgender. I know how do you say it right? They're a trans couple, and he's the mother and she's the father, or something like that. It's just a beautiful story. I don't want to read that, but it's a really cool story. This is give me hope. It's like people. I've thought about this. It's be really nice for my family and myself if we could just get a chance to do it again, and I could be raised a transgender girl, and I'd meet me a transgender man, and we'd live happily ever after and have our little kids together. Anyway, moving right along here, I'll give you guys the link to that in the chat. Oh, I don't got no time for Discord. Fuck that shit. Yeah, that's the former WPATH group for sure. There was kind of a shakeup in there, and Dan Karasik and a couple other people bailed out, and WPATH and Kelly Winter and Antonia D'Orsay are running it now. Dan's fine, I guess. He still contributes to the group, but he's not administering it. Callie's doing well. And Antonio, I mean, they're pissing, they always piss people off. Dan did too. The militant TRAs, this is what we were talking about today, is, Dan, Antonio, and Callie are all very much opposed to divisive language and don't want it at all in the group. It's a professional working group, and name slinging has they. Kelly is the one that went ballistic about Truscombe today in my post, and it led to a lot of shit because some militant TRAs got pissed off and started a thread on their own wall, talking about how they're Truscombe apologists in the group and yada yada yada. And Callie turned off. Rachel Lukey showed up, and she's been like staying out of it because she's trying to like clean up her act completely because she can't afford to have any of this kind of bullshit hanging on her when she's trying to run for a city council seat, which she thinks she's going to be able to do in 2022. So then she just felt like she had to say something because of the, here she's one of the transsexuals who recognizes the trannier than the harm in the trannier than now the posturing of these transsexuals that are trying to erase all non-binary, gender queer, or whatever the fuck you want to call yourself. She's a transsexual, and the transsexuals have taken the most licks, and the transsexuals have the most to lose if there's any kind of anti-transgender legislation enacted. So she's like torn between, there's a terrible weight on from both ends on her, and here I am kind of intersex and non-operative, seeing the same shit, one saying the same stuff from the other side of the coin, and she piped herself in, and Antonia or Callie cut off the commenting, so she was a little hurt by that. And is going to take it up in private with them about that. I was a little irked too because, I'm being targeted by Truscombs. Got that fucking Dee Price at Kiwi Farms and Feline Dark Maids and whoever the fuck else. And there's, I'm not the only one. Josh is fucking bragging about having some like couple thousand subjects. They've got like 2,000 subjects that they're examining. I'll be real happy when pollen season's over. One of my cough drops. So anyway, back. Oh, okay. Hi. Yeah, it's not Zionist tonight. Maybe after I roll through what I wanted to go through, I'll take general questions on anybody. Oh boy, where's my inhaler? Yeah. Oh boy. So anyway, let's move right along through here. Oh shit. This just showed up. Abusive parent won't let their kid do anything to mitigate her dysphoria. When I was growing up, using avatars to present as the self were crucial to gender dysphoria mitigation. I don't know what that fucking means at all. To deny a child's own self and gender expression, whether online or on physical reality, is cruel. If you have any advice to offer to this girl, you can post it on Reddit in the thread I linked. Oh, geez. This was some good news. Nevada has banned the gay panic, the trans and gay panic event defense. Okay, here it is. Here's Kelly posted. I removed the post after the OP refused, after 2 moderator requests, to remove or rephrase the slur Trustcom in reference to trans people who subscribe to true transsexual ideology. While I for many years publicly disagreed with TS separatism rooted in internalized stereotypes of psychopathology, it violates civil discourse and our community standards to refer to trans spectrum people as scum, regardless of their political or ideological positions. To discuss issues of horizontal erasure and marginalization within trans communities is not necessary to engage in those very practices. I apologize to commenters whose thoughtful remarks were deleted with the post and invite respectful discussion on these important topics. It takes all of us working together to keep this forum a safe and respectful place for trans and gender diverse people, providers, allies, and family members. Finally, I'd like to share an insightful note by moderator Antonia Diorsi from the deleted thread. In general, I should note as a moderator that the assertions that rely on ideas about one subgroup or type making the rest of us look bad are policing and transphobic. Please avoid going down that road, including in ideas that rely on such an idea. All trans people have equal validity, regardless of their need for medicinal intervention, and all of them only serve to strengthen the science and knowledge around the health of trans people, not weaken it. In an earlier comment, it is implied that there is a need to pathologize trans health care. There is not, and doing so is unethical and harmful to trans people. When the quote she took from the original post is what set her off, was Trustcom. My statement was transgender is a real ugly new one being used by TERFs and Trustcom transsexuals to marginalize everybody claiming to be transgender but doesn't intend to get any surgery. Well, I really did try to remove. I'd used it 3 times and only found 2 of them to remove is what happened. and oops. And so I didn't refuse to remove the term. I removed 2 instances of it and missed that one. I'm very sorry about that, and I'm still pleading how to deal with this. May I edit out the original? Edit that out of the original reposted, please. There were a lot of very thoughtful comments about the actual question before it got derailed because of a PI term. As I stated, these people are targeting me, inciting violence against me everywhere I go. My accounts are constantly blocked because of it, and I've lost a few completely. There have been 3 incidents in the real world that caused serious financial harm. The site where these trolls are based is responsible for 7 suicides, dozens of attempts, 2 school shootings, and one of their members was the Christchurch shooter. It's also unclear as yet whether the recent Colorado school shooting involving a trans man was something they were involved in also. I don't frighten easily, but I'm deeply concerned and need help. But nobody in the community targeted by them or familiar with it will talk about it. Somebody said, I don't know if it helps, but I avoid such people and do not engage them, especially in their own territory, because I find it accomplishes nothing other than to avoid attack. And Antonia tells me, I'm very familiar with that particular population, both the more trans than now group and their allies, partners, and sock puppets in the Turk community. They target you because you react, not even kidding a little. Their goal is not to prove they are better or get something from you or anyone else. It's merely to hurt you in order to feel better about themselves. That's all it is. For the most part, when I do encounter them, I copy and paste a particular post I wrote a long time ago. Because I do not argue with them on their terms, they are ignorant, uncaring, immoral, unethical, violent people, and I treat the world online the same way I treat the world offline. That is, I address the points I need to make and walk away, because I do not need to argue with people who are of that mindset. And then she gives a link. Sometimes I may feel a need to deal with someone who's wrong on the internet thing. Easy trap to fall into, and the reason these kinds of people are able to persist. For those, I have the following list of cut and paste posts. Let me see what this shit is. This is her answer to transphobic shit. At least 6 of these are used in coursework that I know of. Part of the reason your posts are having a hard time is that you yourself have fallen into the kind of trap they set, one that allows their false ideologies to continue to be promoted. Between TERFs, anti-trans people, regretters, and haters of both the uninformed professional sort, I have something close to 1.5 million words written specifically in opposition to their words. I get paid for my time, my energy, my knowledge, and my effort. It may not always be in money, but I always get paid. If they want to argue with me, they know that I require them to pay me up front, because that gives them something that they do not have when they fight with you, some skin in the game. With you, all they have to do is beat on you. You do not need an alphabet after your name either. Hell, if you did, they wouldn't believe it anyway. All you need is to let them go. There are a lot of folks who wade into these trenches. I was one whose claws are still known to be very sharp, but there was a price for that. I had to sell a chunk of my soul to give up a part of what makes me the woman I am to do that, and still can do it if the need is there. See, this is where she's projecting some of herself on me that aren't true. I've been avoiding these bastards for quite some time. We have a voice because people engage them. So this is the point I'm trying to make, is that you don't feed fucking trolls. Even the cut and paste posts. The best response to the trolls is just to block their fucking asses. Don't say nothing to them. Maybe address the audience in correcting whatever falsehood the troll has stated, but block the fucker. Just block them. It states facts. Without those facts, it's over. They do not hold to those facts. So you're arguing with people who do not know the facts, who will openly disagree with facts, and who seek to hurt you. This is why you just block the motherfuckers. Play to the audience. We have no need to validate ourselves to haters. What we need to do is make friends with our communities and show them just by our actions that the haters are full of shit. See, if we do that, this is what I was telling the other one. I'll read that later too, because she's just, it's like these militant TRAs. This Kelly and Antonia jumped me for saying this shit, but these people are causing more harm by engaging these people to the community on their terms, by getting down in the trenches with them and getting just as vulgar and ugly with them, and sometimes actually starting the fisticuff. This happened a few times where the militant TRAs went off on a Nazi or a TERF or something, and it looks bad to anybody watching it. Both sides look bad. So she's just bragging a little bit, and then asserting her alpha self. And my response to that was, I wish it were that simple. They were directed at me by a gang of DOD contractors who have been dogging me for at least 10 years. They're professionals behind what's happening to me. I don't engage them at all. I block them as soon as I see them. Most of the time, the damage is being done. Oh boy, we got our first call. I'm not putting these guys on speaker until I know what they're about. Hello.
Hey, Tommy.
Who's calling?
How's it going, Tommy?
That's going just fine. Who's calling?
It's Kevin Kaufman.
Oh, geez. What can I do for you? Because you're not going on speaker until you can convince me that I don't want to hang up on you.
That's fine. I'm watching you complain about Facebook and laughing because you get bounced.
Okay, have a nice day. Bye. You're an idiot. Goodbye. 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 Fuck off. So anyway, back to what I was saying. Most of the time, the damage is being done by gang reporting of my comments. Twice, people have gotten hold of their doctored videos and caused problems for me in the real world. Law enforcement refuses to act anywhere despite numerous complaints. The locals have jurisdiction problem. The feds refuse to touch it because of financial harm thresholds and First Amendment constraints. Meanwhile, their targets continue to harm themselves and kill people. The things that they call you are nothing compared to the pedophile child molester jacket they cloak me in. So here comes Kelly getting all like uppity about jargon. getting on me about political correctness. In my experience, political incorrectness is a term used to demean and ridicule human courtesy and civil discourse. It is a term long weaponized against authentic pronouns for all trans people. There is nothing political about community standard that set limits on offensive name calling within the community. Calling others come clear crosses the limit. I'm not going to argue with you about this. Until you went off about it, I had no idea that there was a community issue with the term, as I had seen it regularly in the writing of prominent advocates. I'd always thought it was pronounced tra and not true, and I saw it as a single word that you got somewhere, not like Quisling, not the obvious slam that it is. Thank you for pointing out the conflict. I will use the much less inflammatory and much more descriptive terms transmedicalist or transfundamentalist in the future. And here's a further comment about that. I have to comment that very much the transmedicalist crowd has transphobe support versus the community, as like in the HBS days, it literally promoted more trans than now. And Antonia come along and clarified that some. This is true. In the last big generation of them could and can be at least counted on to voice in opposition, as long as it doesn't seem like a second wave argument is being defied. A good third of the transmedicalist accounts on major sites, though, are sock puppets for TERFs. Cruelty is their mother's milk. Transmedicalism is thinly veiled, internalized transphobia. The entire point behind this is different people speaking each time. The entire point behind this sort of ideology is to gatekeep trans identity. That's all it is. By defining trans identity as inherently tied to debilitating dysphoria and pushing this belief that if you don't have dysphoria, that if you don't suffer from being trans, then you aren't really trans at all. And that sort of thinking is toxic and harmful because it equates trans existence with suffering itself. That's something that I'm going to leave it right there while I go get some water. I want to come back to that because that's an important point. Oh, we have some idiots here. Israel, fuck you. Go die. After the last bullshit, fuck you. Go die. AM Beast Television Network, The COPD my ass. Reported and blocked. Goodbye. Who else is here? Unfortunately, nobody's here. Let's see what's going on here. Yeah, seriously, Israel, fuck off. Just fuck off. Like, say something else. Let me see what you got to say before I decide whether I'm going to block you or not. Just fuck off. I don't really know much about Blair White at all. I really don't. All I know about Dee Dee Price is she's fucking schizoid. She's total fucking skizzy, and she's whack. She's just completely whack, and she's what they call a trans medicalist. That she doesn't believe that. This is why I wanted to come back to it, because this is Dee Dee Price in a fucking nutshell, right here. It just right in a fucking nutshell. This is their trans identity is in these persons' minds. Trans identity is inherently tied to debilitating dysphoria and pushing this belief that if you don't have dysphoria, that if you don't suffer for being trans, then you aren't really trans at all. And that's it's excuse me. We don't need to, this is just too much. Yeah, I'll be very happy when pollen season is over. So I need to blow my nose. There's a mesquite tree right outside my door in full bloom. Let's see where else is here. No, let's get back and see what you people are saying. Okay, Kennedy Kilpatrick's out of here. No, I have allergies. It's pollen season. There's I always have more. I got like lots of sinus congestion and postnasal drip all the time, and this time of year it's worse. Okay, that's me. That's just the way I work. I don't have a real environmental harmony. Fuck you. Goodbye. I don't have COPD. I really don't know that much about it. I have no thoughts about the Game of Thrones. None. Zip. I haven't even had television 15 years. That's the last thing. But I don't know who Jessica Yaniv is. I'm gonna have to look that one up. But as far as the sports, a lot of the problems are, there's a whole lot of that's just there's a predator, Miranda, you got pedophilia. I don't even want to get into any of this shit. I'm not interested. um, and I'm not interested in getting into anybody's assessment of somebody else's child predation because there's too much false accusation out there, and I'm a target of it. Oh, and now we have a here we report that. Yeah, we report that. This one's getting gone. I'm gonna make you a moderator, Donald. You just nail these people as they show up. There's so much variation. And some I just haven't studied it enough. There's so much variation, and they oh, you've been reported for impersonation, motherfucker. You're out of here. Let me see if I can find that channel. I knew I was going to attract idiots tonight. I have plenty of weed. So, uh, this fuckhead spelling it. I'm an intersex person. I'm assigned male, but I have female nature. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that very much. That's part of the rap too. It's like trans women are trans women. I'm not like a cis woman. I'm a trans woman. I emotionally, above the belly button we're women. Below the belly button we're men, unless they go and get it like modified so that they're transsexual. You guys are really making me feel good tonight. Thank you. I really appreciate that. No, oh, thank you. I'm really excited about things that are happening, the positive things, like that, the trans couple having a baby together and raising a kid. That's so beautiful. I just wish it could have been like that for me when I was growing up and meet a trans man and be his wife and mother to his children that he carried. It cracked me up thinking about how the kid would be bullied when they got to when they got into school. It's like your mama's a man and your daddy's a woman. Oh yeah, I'm looking for the imposter channel. I just got one shut down. What in the fuck is this? What the fuck is that? Huh. I guess I'll wait until after this. Well, um, what about trans men? Gonna make them compete in girl sports? There was a oh, here we have another caller. Go ahead. No, I'm not. And really, you know, yeah, there was a young trans guy in a Texas high school that they forced to wrestle women, and yeah, you won't hear who I'm talking to unless I put it on speaker. I don't, it's no, I'm not gonna put. They're gonna need to get past my. They're gonna need to qualify for being put on speaker. I'm not gonna give anybody like calling to razz me any fucking airtime. No. Um, the 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 arguments about the bone mass and muscle density and all that happy shit um, aren't all that accurate, solid. Um, there's forcing trans men to compete against women is worse than allowing trans women to compete against women. I know it's something I never got into very deeply. Um, and it's too much of it's fear mongering. Too many of the arguments. Um, yeah, don't be like what's yeah, Donald. You didn't need the black cheddar cheese. Um, I really think I should roll a joint rather than a cigarette. I don't know how much of this I'm really gonna be able to take my um. That's okay. No, let's try and keep it friendly. No, um, it's okay to have an opinion that's no. I guess you had a comment he didn't like that he knocked that he deleted or hid or something whatever. But you're still here. Yeah, it's no big deal. Um, yeah, I don't really know about enough about this transports. Um, a lot of the solutions being offered are just not realistic. Um, the idea of separatist games is being floated, and that's just like fuck you. Well, I don't know what you're talking about, but like the trans man that I was talking about they forced him to wrestle in um, women, and he just totally took the state championship big time. And he felt bad about it because he knew he was at an advantage. He'd been on testosterone for a while, and buffed up, and then it was wrong. It was totally wrong to make him. He should have been able to wrestle men in his weight class. And the same thing with trans women. Um, Especially at high school and college level sports, where these kids are taking puberty blockers and are on cross sex hormones for years before they ever get into the competition. You don't. It's not the same as somebody transitioned later, like a Renee Richards, for instance. But even men, she had no special advantage. I don't know about that. I really don't know about that. The kid was pretty good. Harry's Rages, Couchy Cream Post Shave Smoother. Exfoliating. Doesn't fix it. Yeah, I need to do something. There is a talk in a trans woman support network. Moderately good size group, 2,700 members. Any advice on dealing with facial hair? Who got some special tips on dealing with facial hair? Oh, I don't know about that thing in yeah, razor works. That's what we were talking about. It's 5 blade jobs. Uh that Fallon, what's her name? Is that that shit can happen. Uh I really don't want to go there. I just don't want to go into that because I don't know enough about it to argue intelligently, and I'm not in the mood to go on and do the research I need to do to argue it intelligently. Fallon Fox, right? Uh, do I? Just feed my PayPal. I'll be glad to go dig up whatever you want to know. And I get $50 an hour for doing research, please. Uh, uh, there was. There was several. I had several gems today. Brain farts. This was there was something I said to Rachel in private. I guess it wasn't to Rachel. Must have been to the other person. I came up with some gems. I don't know how much of this I'm gonna take. My jaw's been kind of inflamed. I wonder if these bitches ever even looked. Nope. Uppity fucking whores. Got some letters after their name, so they think they're better than everybody else. They preach on the one hand about equality and not putting other people down, but then they dominate everybody else based on their fucking professional credentials. But don't be calling hypocrite on nobody. And don't definitely no tone policing. Don't be tone policing on me. Yeah. Oh, where's this other one? Uh, yeah, I tried to stroke these bitches, and they just like, I mean, I even, I took the link that Antonia posted, and I shared that, with her link for how to deal with them. I shared that with a um, nice little bio of her stroking her, and she didn't even acknowledge it. Okay, here's whatever you want to tell me. Okay, so here's here we have another caller. Is it an idiot, or is it going to be somebody that can snooker their way onto the speaker? Yes. I don't have a quick answer. You're not welcome here. Goodbye. Yeah, the idiot that's calling himself Having Kaufman. Go fuck off. Go play with Josh Moon. I'm not going to talk to you. You're not getting on speaker. Ha 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 ha. Hi, Mike. Thanks for joining us. I have to take a look at this. Okay, this is an old post. I don't see what you're talking about here. And it's like, what am I looking at? You're gonna read a lot of bad things about me on the internet. It's all not true. And I'm not even gonna talk about it. I'm not gonna entertain any of that shit. Um, yeah, it's well, some of it's true, or some of it's based on truth, distortions of truth, and other is um just pure fiction. Just pure bullshit. I call it sadomasochistic voyeurs. They're just a bunch of fucking perverts. Okay, so we're looking for post number what? 805629. I'm not even close to there. I'm looking at post 525815. 800 805629. Oh, I've heard about that one. I've heard about that one before. Here's, yeah, I found it. Here you go. I've heard that one before. He's a terrible pervert. they're the ones I really don't want to have to discuss it in public. What they say about me is bullshit, and what they are is bullshit. And the less, um, that's not why I call them bitches. Um, uppity bitches, I think is what I call them. And that was because they were lording over everybody. They deleted my thread, cut off. Um, yeah, I know, but it takes work to Devin Laughlin, goodbye. Yeah, no, really, goodbye. I don't need that kind of confrontation. Easy now, Donald, please. Um, I want to see what you're deleting. Yeah, just like chill that. Tammy, good for you. Just like don't be covering up anything for a while until I ask you to, please. Um, Ross, who's Ross? I don't know who you are, Aston Hunt. Here was the. Oh, that's what happened. That won't post. Um, See, I don't know what Tammy Lynn was saying. Um, and I got no problem with a sex worker. That's doing it of their own volition. I got a problem with sex traffickers. You know, I'd charge for it if I had. Yeah, I yeah, okay, Raphael, you're gone. We don't need that kind of shit around here. Um, yeah, I'd charge for it. No, next this guy comes looking for it. I gave it away for free for the first time a few weeks ago, and I'll never do that again. Now it's this guy. Um, how much? I don't even charge as much as I can get away with. I know a woman who gets like $100 for going and seeing old men and just beating them off. She didn't have to put it in her mouth. Well, I wouldn't call it making love. Guy talked me into giving him head. And that's all I really have to say about the experience. It was like really, I've never felt tawdry before. I mean, just the whole thing was like, uh, it's just like, oh boy. I'll never do it again. Not for free. No, no way, no way. I'm gonna get something for it, or fuck that. Um, what qualifies somebody as anti-transgender? Somebody who speaks against anybody's gender expression. Anybody's expressed uh, and take me for instance. I'm a non-operative intersex person. Am I okay with trans men? I'm looking at trans men to marry me. I'm batting 0 for 4, but I did get laid. That was like really great. To have a man make love to me, that was like just really wonderful. But unfortunately, he wasn't ready for me, and I wasn't gonna make the adjustments I needed to make to deal with his atheism. Um, I'm a person of faith, and he's a person who hates Christians, and I'm not a Christian even, but he hates all religions because of Christians, and it just wasn't going to work. But the sex was nice. I don't get many. Oh, are you? I'm not. I'm not. I've hardly had any relationships in the last 25 years. Um, I think that the people who question other people's gender expression are the ones that have mental problems. There's absolutely nothing that's a disorder about a person who has uh, the genitalia of a particular one sex to have the thoughts and feelings of the opposite sex. There's nothing pathological about that. And there's really nothing pathological about the desire, mentally pathological. I don't know. There there's a whole lot of judgment that's cast by transgender people. That's all I really ever was with when it was before was cis women. But my preferences go trans man, cis lesbian. That's my second choice. Um, I don't believe you, man. I absolutely do not. Um, you're not the first person who's pulled this one. Um, you're welcome to come and knock on my door. Give me a call. Talk to me about it. I'm sure not gonna say, "Oh yeah, sure, come on by." Uh, 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 you're gonna need to call first, man. I'm here at home, and if I trust you, I'll let you in the door. If something's wrong, I'm gonna hurt you before you get through the door. You're not the first one who's done this, and the first one was like really fucked up. I'm gonna need to see, talk to you a little bit. I need to see the picture. You know what I mean? Um, and I've been like, as a matter of fact, yeah, it was a setup. And this is the internet. Not long ago, less than a year ago. And it started on the channel with somebody telling me it was a trans man who was in town. Well, I'm not a working girl. I'm just a crazy old artist who's gonna, I'd much rather like have a nice relationship on the street. It wasn't really an attack. It was just he got up in my face and said a bunch of weird shit. But you talk, it's hey, I understand, but I'm not. I'm not. I'm just a crazy old artist that would, prefers to have casual social relationships with anybody. But if a cis guy wants to go have sex, it's going to cost him. This is where my head's at. That's okay. Yeah, he got it for free, and it's the last one that's going to happen. It's not going to ever happen again, especially not the way that went down. No way. And I told him that, and he said, "Oh, I'll put it on my tab." And he never called again. I think that was because he wanted to know about penetration. It was like, nope. Mouth, hand, as far as it goes. And yeah, hi, bye. Yeah, bye. You're an idiot. Goodbye. I don't know what she cooked. Let's give me that back. Uh, Back to Aston Hunt. Asked a question a few minutes ago. No, I spit it up. Um, Intersex, go look it up. It's more than just hermaphrodite. It's just one. It's a whole array. It's a catch-all term for a number of There's a number of different what's called differences of sexual development. Um, no, he didn't force me to swallow. It just was. It just was like tawdry. That's all I can say about it. It was tawdry, and I spit it out. No, he wasn't gross. He was clean. He was clean. Um, we met online. He was a local guy. We met, and I don't know if he's like a chaser or what. He said he only has relations with trans women. He was a friend of a friend, and he's a local guy. And he come on one day and come on to me one day, and now I was bored and lonely, and I was like, okay, well, come on over and we'll see what happens. The next thing I know, he's like, taking me into my bedroom and pushing my head down on his dick, and I was like, this is not fun. I'm not into this. This is, and he when I think when he found out that he wasn't going to get to stick it in my butt, that it wasn't going to go any further. No, he's a rugby player. He's a scumbag. The guy's a scumbag. He's just a sexist dude, peckerwood, dickhead. No, he found me. He found me at Facebook through a friend. He's chasing trans women for blowjobs and anal sex. That's what he's doing. And he's pretty good looking and well, he's a rugby player. I, you don't want to get on with a rugby player. You want an introduction? I don't know, somewhere in the 35-40 range. I don't. I've had tranny chasers straight along. Yeah, I don't think anything of that argument. Uh, Unless it's referring to anybody out, if you're talking about outside of their own bodies, no, that's what you mean. It's like, um, he was good size. He wasn't that big, but he was bigger than me. He had 2 solid inches on me at least. Now, if you're talking about a person can only speak for their own gender identity and sexuality, I'm totally with that, Aston. Um, I'm totally with that. No, no, you can't speak for nobody but yourself. You can't, it's so hard for me to describe my own feelings about it. How can I be projecting, anything that's of any real accuracy about anybody else's. Uh, yeah, he was cut. He's going. You guys want an introduction? He doesn't have much money. It's not worth it. That's just a scumbag. He wants it for free. He wants you to think he's going to fall in love with you. Here, I'll give you his profile. You go hit him up. Tell him I sent you. Oh, what the fuck was his name? I forgot his name now. Oh yeah. Here you go. This guy, like, um, I trust you, I trust you girls to be like full of shit, actually. Um, um, and just playing me. Um, but that's okay, cause then if you're just Kiwi farmers playing a game, here, go play it on this asshole. I've had tranny chasers straight along. I get a lot of catfishers that don't even realize that I'm trans. They're just after girls and older women. They like older women. They suck on older women. Try to get them to send them money. Yeah. See, here's an idiot. Goodbye. Goodbye. Next. Mm, mm, mm. Okay, they're talking about shaving. That's nothing. Let's see what we got here. This is just a sister. My sister is running her own auto repair shop. And she's thanking everybody for the business they brought her from her last post. That's cool. As so she's Asian. I don't want to say what kind of particular Asian, and she's um I think that she's one of the desert girls, the male to female group at Southern Arizona Gender Alliance. Do I believe that there's fundamental? Yeah, I do. I really do. Um, and on both, yes. But the the way the Hebrew Kabbalah speaks of it, um, no, that's okay. I'd rather go where you're trying to go at this point. And no, I feel you. I feel what you're looking for, and I don't really have good answers because I'm not real well studied in psychology. Okay, I'm just like experienced in life, and the Hebrew physics on it, is that where there's one soul, and there's one life force that is all that is. And it's totally unknowable and beyond our comprehension. And the way the Hebrew mystics say it is that when a child is conceived, the God dispatches an angel with a spark of his soul to come and give to the life to the child, which then becomes an independent soul of that one big master soul. Um, and then there's other authors that talk about how the spirit follows the flesh. A lot of tradition of different people talk about the spirits of the ancestors and the spirits of the generations not yet born, because this is all still coming from this one universal pool of sparks of soul. That's why I think I feel like I'm paying off some karma that some ancestors, some sexual impropriety that one of my ancestors, because my dream body's totally female. I really don't know. I don't know about rugby in Tucson. I don't think so. I think he goes and plays somewhere else. It kind of blew my train of thought. Thank you. Mm, um, yeah, it totally blew my train of thought. You're gonna have to ask another question, Aston. Oh, oh, looky there. Ah, boy, there was a. This was weird. This was so very weird. The other day. This is already last week, Monday, I guess. I don't know, the 13th. Um, there was a post by P Flag. This is the parents and family, or parents and families of lesbian and gay kids, or something like that. Um, there was an article about a drag prom that was held in Virginia. And I thought that would be a real good idea, and that we even had time to put something together for something in June for the kids here. Um, and like this woman jumped up, a cis woman, I guess the mother of a trans kid, I think, I forget if she was, no, it's a trans woman, a married trans woman with kids. That's what she is. Um, and says she's gonna DJ it, and we were making plans to meet at the Congress after. This was Monday night. That's right, it was Monday night because it was the meeting night, and I was gonna go to the meeting and talk to them about it at the meeting, and then meet her at the Congress after. Um, but when I went out, that was my Gmail making noise. Uh-oh, somebody's doing something stupid. Who's Michelle? Where's Michelle? The Zionist. You got a more specific question? I never heard of Desmond is amazing. Have you got a more specific question about the Zionist? Doc? Bye, Lionheart, you fucking idiot. I will. Oh, is this one of the 11-year-old drag kids? Who was there's a couple of them. There's a couple of them. What was the one? There was one that was just hilarious and just really, really, really had a great attitude and had cool parents too. This is a different one. Yeah, that goes back into the original topic of exclusion, the exclusionary gender criticals, that got all these strict standards, morality and what's right and wrong that are just bullshit that are trying to erase individual expression. These kids are brilliant. These little kids are brilliant. So what if they're going to do drag performance? It's good for them to start out young. Big deal. Drag queens in this town raise a lot of money for the AIDS Foundation with their events. Oh, which guy? Yeah, I'm not going. Oh, I don't know how he stripped at a nightclub. Oh God. I, um. Yeah, I don't know that he was forced into drag. I know that the other one wasn't. What was her name? His name. I really don't know anything about that, and that's the kind of shit I end up blocking people over if you push on it too hard. Okay. So what? So fucking what? I don't care what anybody else wants to do with their children. I really don't care. It's none of my fucking business at all. and you know, as far as, you know, put them on stage, you know, it's, you know, what's the difference between the kid doing drag and little girls doing beauty pageants? You know, I'm not going to get into any arguments about it being child abuse or any of that other shit with anybody because it's none of my fucking business. You know, same with, like, you know, abortion or anti-trans. It's like none of your fucking business. Is it impacting your life in any way? No, it's none of your fucking business. What, you know, the effeminate man and masculine women have been stigmatized for no good fucking reason, just because we are not like normies. We're not behaving or dressing ourselves or acting the way we're expected to act because of the genitals we possess. That's fucking bullshit. And it's all about fear and loathing of the self projected on us. Just you're making your business mine. You know, that's wrong. And people suffer. You know, you hate yourself, so you take it out on somebody else. Fuck that shit. Mm? Thanks. I appreciate it. I got Militant Autist is trying to keep me updated on something here. Oh, the one talking about Desmond. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, Mandarin Peel. I think we need to get rid of you. Goodbye. They were baiting me, trying to get me to talk about child sex. Well, you know, it does, you know, just most people are yes, yes, that happens, but no. Yeah, I believe you're misinformed. That the sex has nothing to do with gender. Sex has only to do with reproduction. The only thing binary in the human condition is the gametes themselves. Everything else, there's a terrific amount of variation. The masculinity and femininity manifest on a sliding scale. It's not one or the other. It never was. There's thousands of instances of mention of gender nonconforming people in ancient Hebrew literature. Because they're accusing me of being a pedophile, which is just based on bullshit, and I'm not going into it. You know, they've created a whole false image of me based on an experience in my life 35 years ago with a minor. That was completely harmless. They are very awful people. You know, they make up a lot of bullshit about me and they call me a pedophile. I don't got time or energy to even, I don't feel like I need to validate myself to a fucking idiot. But it's not, you know, they've never been able to find a distinctly male or female brain. It's always a pastiche, a collage, a mosaic of different characters collected together in the brain. There's no point in trying to sue anybody except the hosts for sponsoring it and getting the media taken down. Eventually, I'm going to. I'm waiting on a determination by the police on my latest complaint about corruption in the department. That's enabling massive amounts of contraband trafficking through Tucson. Well, not the cops themselves. They're using the cops to marginalize my credibility and bring the complaint of the organized crime to anybody who's going to act on it. That's what my complaint to the cops is. The cops are dirty, and the department itself is dirty because they're moving all this fucking dope through town. This is a big railhead here. They're bringing shit up from the contraband. They're bringing contraband up and moving it off, off of trucks onto rail and other trucks for distribution around the country right here. And the FBI looks at me like I'm nuts. They won't do anything either. they refuse to look at it deeply. I've been to them. It's filthy. The deep state owns this. They're running all they run all the dope, all the traffic, sex, my God, the child sex, the level of sex trafficking in this country is just appalling. Then they don't talk about it. And they own the dope distribution. The shit comes up through Mexico, coming in through Nogales and places like that. Comes up the highway here, goes onto a truck, onto a trunk, go into a container, and then it could go anywhere on that container. I don't know if Pizzagate's real, but yeah, it's all together. That there's so much sex trafficking and dope moving through this country. It's pathetic, and putting fentanyl in everything. And the deep state runs it. You got the Rothschild Morgan cartel built this country. They, yeah, you assholes, goodbye. The Rothschild Morgan cartel built this country. They built France and all of it, England, all of it. All these democracies, they're industrial fascist oligarchies, and here we are. and they run it. They run it through the CIA and the FBI and the DEA and all these. These are all filthy, dirty. They're such a big giant contraband trafficking agencies. It's just they are. It's sick. It's just totally sick. And I really have no real there's no remedy for me or any of the other. I'm not the only one who's targeted by the kiwi farmers that like is harassing the police and the FBI about it either. And they won't move for any of us, nobody. So I'm hoping to go into the court. It'd be nice if I had a lawyer to do it for me, but I can't find a lawyer willing to do it. I'm hoping to go to the court and as a class, the Kiwi Farms victim, targets class, lol cows versus all these organizations. There's companies to sue that I've identified, and basically the tactic is going to be to go into the court demanding takedown orders on the stolen items, on the stolen intellectual property, and the adult, make a a defamation claim against Facebook and Twitter and YouTube and places like that that are harboring this shit. Discrimination, defamation, breach of contract, consumer fraud, stuff like that against the networks. Why do I believe it? I've been observing it firsthand for the last 40 years. They put a bullet in my back for just talking about it during Contragate. Uh, Mike, in um, no, I'm fucking eyewitness to shit. In the 90s, hippies had a mansion in Chicago, and we had a business there. My business called Real Things, and one of the partners would several times a year, I guess I forget how often she did it. She'd go drive out to Fort Knox and pick up a load of hash and distribute it on Dead Tour. Yes. Hello. Yeah. You got anything to say? I got no tolerance for this. Goodbye. Um, no, I've seen it. I've seen it firsthand. Yes. Hello. Been in Venice Beach. Oh boy. I was watching. I saw it firsthand. Shit, I was having breakfast with the CIA guy that was like running the heroin trade. Hello. If you're not going to speak, I'm just going to hang up. The best. Yes. Hello. Are you going to speak? I do schnozzles. Yeah, the best dope is always. No, I'm not going to answer. If you're not going to talk, I'm not going to pick up the phone. That's just the way that's got to work. Yes. Hello. You know what? I think an hour and a half of this is plenty. My jaw's hurting. I'm getting fucked with. Namaste, motherfuckers. The nice people over here. Thanks for joining me. Happy day. Bye.